Hi guys, in today's video, we're going to take a look at how to reduce electrical use in your home while still remaining comfortable. This video is part one of a three-part series on home energy and researching solar for your home. So if that interests you, please subscribe so you're notified of part 2 and 3. Hi, my name is Jake and my background is in technology and video production, but I also have a big interest in electricity. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to measure electrical use, ways to reduce consumption, and how all of this affects your power bill. Real quick, let's think of electricity as water. The water flows down the street and into your home through a power meter. The faster the water flows, the faster that power meter will spin. The more it spins, the more money it's going to cost you. At night, when you're asleep and most items are off, the water flow is slow and your meter will spin slow. But when the washing machine is running and air conditioning is on, the flow into your house is running fast and we are consuming a lot of electricity and the electric meter will be spinning fast. Today, most of us have digital smart meters on our house that has a fake spinning wheel, but also a digital readout of exactly how much power we are using. For example, on this meter, the second number that flashes is the kilowatts per hour that's currently being consumed by our house. For example, on this meter, the second number that flashes is 2.6. That's 2,600 watts. Or if that ran continuously, that would be 2.6 kilowatts per hour. That's the equivalent of a little more than 2 toasters running at the same time for an hour. That's a medium amount of electricity flowing into our house currently. Smart meters today, they report back to the power company over cell phone data, and we can view all this information on their website to get a historical look at our energy use for any given day or even a time. Okay, so let's take a look at the top energy users in your home. If you have air conditioning, not everyone does, but if you do, just one air conditioning unit uses about 3,000 watts or 3 kilowatts per hour. That's a ton of power. Our house has 2 units, so that's 6,000 watts or 6 kilowatts per hour when they're both running. That's about $1.75 an hour it would cost us to run both at California energy prices. So what can you do? Well, you can turn up the thermostat a few degrees is the obvious choice, but not always possible. Some other ideas that really do work are keeping the shutters and blinds closed on hot days because you want to block that radiant heat. This has made a big difference for us. You want to keep all your doors closed and check for any leaks around the door seals, and also check on your attic. Make sure that you have good insulation in your attic and that none of the air conditioning ducts in the attic or basement are leaking or disconnected from someone, tripping over one of them. If it's going to be a really hot day, it's better to run the barbecue instead of running a hot oven that your air conditioning will have to cool back down. And bedroom fans are very, very helpful. Also, if you haven't already, you really should invest in a smart thermostat such as a Google Nest or an Ecobee. They allow you to control your thermostat from anywhere in the world, but most importantly, they allow you to control it from your bed or your office or when you're away from home. And there's no point in cooling your house when you're away, and many of these new ones will use location information to turn off your air conditioning automatically when you leave the house, and when they sense that you're heading home, they'll kick back on and start cooling your house before you even walk in the door. The Google Nest also has capability for remote sensor pucks that you can put in your bedroom so that your bedroom actually reaches the set temperature of your thermostat instead of overcooling the hallway where most thermostats are installed and your bedroom still remains warm, or something vice versa. Many power companies are offering rebates on these smart thermostats, so check your power company's website. I was able to get $50 off per thermostat or $100 last year, and they just sent me a check. So look for rebates and deals from your power company. Lastly, keep your air filter for the air conditioning clean, but don't go crazy and spend hundreds of dollars on filters per year because it's going to negate any of your savings, and That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. Next up is your fridge. They use about 1 to 2 kilowatts per day. That's about $18 a month or $215 a year in California. But there's not a lot you can do here. Keep the condenser coils clean, and if it's really old, you may consider upgrading to a more efficient fridge one day. Our indoor fridge is a Sub-Zero and it's hardwired, so I can't plug in a device to measure like most fridges to see exactly how much power it's using. But I can show you how to power test a different device. And here I will introduce the Casa Smart Meter. This is a Wi-Fi meter that will measure the power flowing through it for whatever device you have plugged in this case a television. I also have a Belkin watt meter, and it's a little more instantaneous, but they stopped selling it. I'll have a link in the description below for a very similar one though. And you plug this in between your devices and let it run for a period of time, and it will tell you the average consumption. So you can look at the last day, the last week, the last month, and that's important because the television use is going to vary throughout the week, but at least you can get an average of how much power it used. And during the day, the television is going to consume a lot more power because the brightness will be higher, and then at night it'll dim itself for most modern TVs, and the power consumption will lower. So these Wi-Fi smart meters or the Belkin will take the average, which is important, and you'll know exactly how much power is being consumed. Okay, next up are laundry machines. The washing machine uses about 2.3 kilowatt hours per load for warm water and a cold rinse. Not a lot you can do here other than combine your washes and don't run your machines when it's a light load. And an electric clothes dryer uses even more. It uses 2.5 to 4 kilowatt hours per load. So be sure to use that moisture sensor and energy saving settings instead of just putting it on high temperature for 45-minute time cycle. I know a lot of people have gas dryers, so this might not even be a factor for you, but you want to choose an electric dryer if you think you're going to go solar down the road so that your solar energy can go towards drying your clothes. And don't forget to keep that lint trap clean so that it can breathe better and it will be more efficient. Okay, another big energy user are these small portable space heaters that you may have. They use between 1 to 1.5 kilowatts per hour at full power. If you live in colder parts of the country, you could really suck a lot of energy running one of these all night long. But in places that are warmer like Arizona and California, it may just be cycling on and off a little bit and not make a huge power draw. But the biggest thing you can do here is make sure that you turn off that space heater in the morning when you wake up, and don't forget about it and leave it on all day. We use 2 Dyson space heaters that are also air purifiers. They work amazing, and one has a Wi-Fi control via an app, so I can set a routine that every morning at 9 a.m. that it shut itself off so I don't forget about it. But they're very easy to leave on in the morning and forget about them until later in the day. They can also be useful to heat just a room or two instead of your entire home, and in the end could actually save you some money. They hold a nice stable temperature versus the cheaper heaters that I've purchased in the past. And I'll probably do a video on this, so subscribe for future videos on the Dyson heaters. Okay, the last big item I'll touch are pools if you have one. The pool pumps often run every day for 4 to 8 hours, and then there's quite a few people that run them 24/7 in the summer, and it takes a lot of energy to move that water. It takes between 800 to 2,000 watts, or that's 0.8 to 2 kilowatts per hour. And I could probably do a whole video on how to operate these pumps efficiently. But what I'll say here is be aware of how long they're running and consider reducing the amount of time depending on the seasonal changes. If your pool water is not very warm, you don't need to run it as often as if the water is warm. And it's often not necessary to run it as long as the pool builder or the pool guy set it up as. So consider reducing the amount of time if it's possible, and also consider upgrading to a variable speed energy efficient pump. These are pumps that run for longer periods of time, but at less RPMs, and they can pay for themselves in energy savings alone. So definitely worth looking into. Okay, now that we've addressed the big players, let's focus on some smaller items that are running 24 hours a day. And this is a good spot to use your Casa Energy smart meter or your watt meter to check various devices in your house and highlight the ones that don't need to be plugged in all the time or that are older and less efficient. You can often find a few that don't need to be plugged in or that you didn't realize use as much power as they actually do. Smaller items such as Amazon Alexas, PlayStations, TVs, computers, they don't really make a noticeable difference in my opinion. And your televisions, if it's in the last 4 or 5 years, they're very energy efficient is what my experience has been. We have a new LG ThinQ and it uses less than 100 watts in most cases. And we also have a Samsung Frame TV. It's an art TV that, it's awesome by the way, but it runs from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. and that uses 118 watts, 16 hours a day. And so that does add up to 689 kilowatt hours a year, or about $200 in California pricing in electrical power, but it makes my wife happy. So, okay, last item is lighting. Our house has 148 light fixtures, and when we moved into our house, there was 119 bulbs that were incandescent, the older style, and there was only 19 that were LED. So that means each incandescent light bulb that we were using was about 7.5 times more power hungry than their LED version. And if, for example, each incandescent bulb was 40 watts, that's 4,760 watts or 4.7 kilowatts per hour, versus the LED version of all those bulbs would only use 634 watts. So I know no one has all their lights on at the same time, but it's a significant savings to be made if you switch your high-use light bulbs to LED. They'll use a lot less power and they will produce a lot less heat. Think of the lights that you leave on a lot, which are porch lights, driveway, kitchen, shed, security, motion lights, a barn light or a landscape light in bathrooms, and even pool lights. I have a whole video on saving energy for your pool lights. You don't have to change the actual light fixture. There's tons of places that make LED bulbs that will fit your existing fixtures. I'll add a link below to the popular ones. Okay, bonus tip. If you want to see how much power a large hardwired item uses, you can check that with your outside power meter if you have a family member that can help you. Basically, you're going to stand by your power meter and you're going to read what's currently being consumed on your home, and you can snap a picture of that. And then at the same time, you're going to have someone inside the house either turn on your air conditioning or the dryer or any big item like that you want to check, and then snap a picture of your kilowatt consumption that has changed and subtract the two, and you'll have an idea of how much power a device uses. So here I am testing the electric clothes dryer in our house, and I wanted to see what the energy efficient normal mode uses versus the high mode. And what I found is that normal mode uses 1,600 watts, and in high mode it uses 5,500 watts. Okay, lastly, let's take a look at how all this affects your power bill. The price per kilowatt varies across the country. Places like Washington that have a lot of hydropower can be as cheap as 8 to 9 cents per kilowatt. And places such as Connecticut or California can be as high as 31 cents. And Maui, Hawaii, for example, is over 33 cents. So on average for the entire US, it's about 14 cents per kilowatt hour. So as you look at your electric bill, you can see a number for how many kilowatt hours you've used in the last month. And your goal here is to reduce that number as much as possible while still being comfortable, obviously. And either by reducing the consumption like we've been talking about, or also by using power at off-peak times. So Many power companies are selling their power to you at reduced pricing depending on what time of the day you're going to use it. For example, in ours, it's slightly cheaper after 9 p.m. and before 4 p.m. the next afternoon. They do this to reduce the electrical demand on their grid, since most people are home between 4 to 9 p.m. doing dishes, running the laundry, and cooling their house with air conditioning. But the biggest way to reduce your kilowatt hours on your power bill is to go solar, so that will be the next topic in part 2 of this series. If you made it this far, thank you for sticking with me. If you enjoyed this content and found it useful, please give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. And if I got anything wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments below, and we'll see you on part 2.